That's a long time to go up from 4 to now to like, especially that young, knowing something was wrong. That's pretty, yeah. I don't know if it's wrong, but as we talk about our societal norms and our societal conditioning that you were talking about, it's hopefully changing from an intergenerational perspective now. But I think we still have a long way to go. So, yeah, but it was just an awakening as a 4-year-old that didn't go away.
It's amazing because as a 4-year-old, having that awakening of such huge degree is amazing, really.
Yeah.
And the first experience of,
Yeah, I don't know if it's a huge degree, though. I wonder if it was when you're a child and before all those norms are put on you, you just think you're all equal, don't you?
Yeah.
So as a 4-year-old, you're just going along going, life is wonderful and everything's equal without knowing that. I support with, and enjoying my life. Yeah. So when suddenly there's an imbalance occurs within your social group, you start to feel something, even though you can't articulate it. And that's your first moments of unconscious conditioning is suddenly realized in front of you.
It's almost like a parallel between the biological and sociological track.
Yeah, and it's very it's a feeling, isn't it? It's rather than a cognitive thought.
Yeah.
So
That's right. Very different in a thought and feeling.
Yeah. So yeah. Let's get a long-winded answer to your question. That's good though. See, it was really good. It's really good. So have you faced any like challenges or adversities in your kind of journey to get where you are?
Oh,
Numerous ones, but I mean, I've done a lot of work now on reframing. So when something happens, it happens, right? Reality is reality. You can't change what is occurring. But nowadays I try and change my reaction to what is occurring because that's the thing I have control of. So when something adverse occurs, I used to in the old days go, that's what the universe wanted, and just trust the universe. But now I'm a little bit more, actually, Bern, you've got choices here and it's happened. You cannot change it.
we always have choices.
And those choices are their reaction to something. That's our choice. Like even if you're in a cage and you can't move, the reality is you're in a cage and you can't move. You can't change that. But all I can change or control is how I respond to it.
Mm.
So I think that's how I look at adverse situations when they occur now. But that was a long process and a lot of work. A lot of learning. Yeah. And, sometimes...
Experience-based.
Yeah. And sometimes uncomfortable learning, isn't it? And I think, if we all had those moments.
Apparently wisdom comes from different experiences to in adversity. Is that right? Like, we learn from adversity.
I think we choose if we want to learn from adversity.
At the point.
Not everyone does.
No.
So, because learning, I guess, is sometimes uncomfortable. So, I think it's, once again, choice. Everyone has a choice. Yeah, to respond, not to what is happening to them, sadly, but how we respond to it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So your grandmother is kind of always going to be your mentor and your kind of, one you kind of hold a, how would you say it, a stand-in to?
Bias thing.
Would you say? Is she like your current mentor, or is she always kind of like in the background? Not so much anymore. When I was younger and survival mode was more prominent, yes, because she was a fighter and she was a warrior, and but sometimes to her detriment. And sometimes when I think, for me, if I choose to fight, that's still fighting what is reality. And I don't know if fighting is the way to go. So, and she was a fighter, right? Not like punching someone, but, staunch Irish woman. So I think now my mentors are more people who sit with and consider and then act, but not acting from a place of anger, because that often escalates a situation. I think it's more actually from a place, this is my work right now, from an evidence-based space. Facts. Yeah.
I was going to say, yes, were you a factual person? You a feeling person?
I'm both, very much.
Yes.
So I like evidence and I like facts because they are what is. Though they can be biased, of course. Stats change, they can be, ice cream doesn't get eaten on a cold day, no shock, but when you take the evidence and then start to rationally think about it and don't react straight away, you can actually take time to think about what is going to be the best outcome we can get from what this piece of reality is right now. So, I still have a hot temper, but I try and not respond straight away now. Yeah. And that doesn't always work. I remember someone telling me once, if you get angry or you're in a situation, you don't react, you respond. Like you say, you can take your time to respond. Yeah, and no one can tell you to respond. People will say, what's your answer? Tell me now. I'm like, I have a choice.
Hang on. What? Yeah, what can I do about this?
Yeah, and you are in control of you. Important. You don't have, someone can poke, but this is yours.
We are unique people. How do you respond? Do you respond from the inside out or the outside in?
I think, and this is a learning for me all the time, because I'm trying to work from the inside out, though life is always throwing, as they call it, triggers at you. But I try and look at, if something keeps coming up and I keep responding in a way that on reflection I'm not satisfied with that response, I didn't like the way I behaved, then the universe keeps chucking at me because I haven't learned yet. So I have to start to go, okay, there's something in here I have to learn.
Or is it here? This
Cognify. Yeah.
Or both.
Yeah. Because you learn behaviors, don't you? So you respond from a learned response, but your cognitive brain can either go, go, or it can go, hold on, that response is a learned one. Is it actually valid right now or not? And I try and always ask myself the question, how much energy is that taking me? If I just went, okay, that's happening right now.
How important do you think putting the energy in the right places in that respect?
Huge. Because energy, they talk about energy as emotion, energy, it's energy in motion, isn't it? Emotion. So to wherever you're putting your energy, good or bad, it takes work. Joyous work or hard work. So I think for me, I'd rather put it into the best response I can. I'm not Pollyanna, not everything's wonderful, but I don't want to just be striving in life. I don't want to be thriving. You want to thrive, Yeah. And I think we get to choose that.